This is a review of the Non Farm Payroll release of Friday, September 5th, 2008. I want to show you how much more tradable this is on an 8-pip range bar chart. Here's the 15-minute chart. And we're talking about these 4 bars here. This one, this red bar, this green bar, and this green bar. They encompass an hour. And if you use the left-click box, you can see that in the top line of the data there, that's the 12:45 bar, meaning it ended at 12:45, started at 12:30 when the news was released. If you're a 15-minute trader, I don't know if you would have been able to trade this with any method. I probably wouldn't try it myself. Let's take a look at the 5-minute chart, see if it's any better. Let's see, before we do, let's expand this out and zoom it out a little bit so we can see a little more clearly what those 4 bars were like. A lot of whipsawing going on, particularly right here, and as you'll see within these bars too. Alright, here's the 5-minute chart of the same time period. This is the 12:05 bar, or 12:35 bar rather, the start of the news release. And we're going to look at the first 10 or so bars here. We can also zoom those out a little bit, get a little closer to them. Too close. Here they are. You might have been able to make something out of that. It's a little hard to get signals off of these kinds of bars, but if you're a price movement trader, possibly you could have made something. We're dealing with this area here up until this bar here. Possibly this bar. Okay, let's look at this in an 8-pip range bar chart. A range bar is a bar that opens a new bar after a certain range of pips has been filled. So it's not done by the clock, it's done by price movement. And it takes fast price movements and makes them into little bite-sized pieces. And it takes slow price movements and doesn't spread them out. This is a Euro-Yen 8 pips per bar, 8-pip range bar. This is the Euro-Yen 15 minutes. This right here is the start of the non-farm payroll. This is 12:30 and 16 seconds is when this bar ended, and that is 16 seconds after the delivery of the data, or if it was on time. I don't know personally if it was exactly on time, but oftentimes the data is precisely on time, and if you're going to trade it, you should have a clock and make sure that your computer clock is completely and totally synced with real time. Okay, here's the first bar, the first full bar, and here's what your signal is. You've got 2 lines crossing, simple moving average of the median of the price, 14 bars. You've got an exponential moving average at 11 bars. And this really is, it's a simple 2-line moving average crossover system. And we're talking about right here, the 2 lines crossed over. And at the same time, an indicator which often isn't much help, but seems to be a great deal of help on range bars, is the MACD. And you can see right down here that the MACD is separating quite quickly. So this bar right here is your signal to get in. So we'll get in at the open of the next bar. Open of the next bar. Left click box tells us at the open of that bar, 25 seconds past the release, the open is 151.44. And I'm not saying you could actually get these entries. It depends on your broker, it depends on how fast you are. Usually within the first few seconds you can get a position. You may well have been able to get this position. If not, you may have gotten some of the later ones. But let's just look at what the signal value is. The signal is go short 151.44. And we've got clear spread on the MACD, divergence. Now these are just going down in 8-pip bars. Remember, this is all the wick of this candle right here. But here it is, chopped up in smaller pieces that you can digest, that you can make decisions on in real time. We are 49 seconds into the news here. Okay, you're experiencing a little bit of a slowdown here, but you're still way down here with the MACD. You're still well below the lines. They're getting a little closer together, so you're keeping an eye on it. Okay, right here we have, let's back it up one bar. You have a big long move. It's quieted down. Now you have two bars in the opposite direction. And that is your exit signal when you're trading a very fast move like this. Here you're hooking over, you're ready to start heading up, but this is not waiting until you get to a crossover. It is demonstrating that the market is going the other way by two bars in a row of the same color. So your exit is going to be the open of the next bar, which it also happens to be a green bar, and that open is 150.74. So that's a 70 pip move that you had crystal clear signals on. Now, what do you do next? Let's wait for an entry signal. Now, this could be an entry signal here. You could call this it's a little bit weak. You've got three things to look at. You've got the two lines crossing over. Yes, they're crossed over. You've got MACD crossing over. Yes, it's crossed over. But this bar went ahead and closed below the line. So that's not quite what you're looking for. Let's see what the next bar did. Okay, you're still good here, but you're down too low here. But you don't have an entry signal for a short trade because you're way down here with MACD, and you're just now even thinking about crossing over. Now you've got a green candle, and you still have the fast line on top, so you're really still thinking long here. You're still looking for a long. Now here's you're starting to turn up, but you're on the wrong side of the lines, even though the lines are doing the right thing. All right, here we go. Bar closed across, two green bars, bar closed across the lines. MACD is doing the right thing. You should go long at the next bar open. The next bar open was 150.83. Beautiful signals. Okay, if this bar had been red, you would have gotten out, but it wasn't. It was green. We are 17 minutes into the news now, and we're in our second trade, and we're very positive. All right, two red bars. There's your exit signal right there. You've banked a lot of money here. You're well positive. Let's bank the money. The next open is your signal to get out, and the open of that bar is 152.13. And that gives you 120 pips, which you paid a spread out of, and you may not have got perfect executions. Although by the time you're at this part of a news release and this part of a news release, you're pretty likely to get good fills. Okay, so what happens next? Okay, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 red bars in the row. We've got a cross of the line. We've got a cross of the line here. What are we looking at here? This is closing at 152. The figure might want to go a little longer than that for confirmation. There's your confirmation bar right there. Below both the lines are going the right way. The MACD is well above zero, crossed over and heading back down. Very clear signal. The open of this bar is your entry. The open is 151.94. All right, 2 green bars. We're out at the open of this bar. 151.61, 33 points. Okay, we're at 223 points. Is that where we're at? No, 203 points. We're doing well. $223 points actually. But as in a trade, I'm not taking the time to add. Do your addition later. Okay, you just about got a new entry signal going along. You're not quite where you want to be down here, and it is not, it's not below 0. So let's go a little bit further. Let's not get too trigger happy. Okay, we got 2 bars above. That's looking pretty good. MACD cross. Okay, now we've got a cross of the MACD. We're above. I don't know. You might want to get in on the open of the next bar. Open of the next bar is 151.86. You might be a little concerned about this. You might have, if you had waited. Let's see what would happen if you would wait. Okay, now you're getting a better signal. Okay, now you've got a good signal. Good signal here, good signal here, good signal there. Open to the next bar. 151.96. So if you'd have waited, you might make 10 points less. There's a red bar. No, still in. Red bar. There's 2 out at the open. Open 153.01. So that's 105. 105 pips. So there's over 300 pips in 52 minutes with crystal clear signals. Hope you've enjoyed it.